Hello, in this video we're going to do 7.2 numbers 12 through 17 for Math 127. So this first one asks, if theta is negative 13 pi over 6, then what is sine of theta, what is cosine of theta? So 13 pi over 6 negative, it means it's going to go all the way around once and then go a little bit further. So that reference angle is going to be pi over 6. Now, sine is negative in this quadrant, cosine's positive. So if we come down here to the table that's from the book, this diagram from the book, coming down to negative, down to here. So the cosine is going to be this positive square root of 3 over 2. The sine is negative 1/2. Again, because the sine is related to the y value. So negative 1/2 and square root of 3 over 2. Okay, let's go on to the next one. It says if theta is negative 13 pi over 4, what is sine of theta and what is cosine theta? So again, it's negative. We're going to go in the other opposite direction. And 13 pi over 4, that's, if you say 4 into 13, it's going to go 3 times with the remainder of 1. So basically it's going to go, that's negative pi, this is negative 2 pi, negative 3 pi, that's like negative 3 pi, and then up to here. So reference angle is pi over 4. So sine's positive in that quadrant. Recall, all students take calculus. Sine's positive there, so sine of pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2. And cosine's negative, so that's negative square root of 2 over 2. And you can see those values here. We're talking about this reference angle here. And there's your x value, there's your y value. So we have positive square root of 2 over 2, negative square root of 2 over 2. Next one. We have theta is 10 pi over 3. Let's find the exact values. And we have for secant, cosecant, tangent, and cotangent. So they didn't give us sine or cosine this time, but we find sine and cosine, we could find the rest. So first, let's start by saying 3 goes into 10 3 times, the remainder of 1. So it's really saying this 10 pi over 3 is really saying like 3 pi plus pi over 3. So what does that look like? It means it's going to go around 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, and then a pi over 3 past that. So that's our reference angle, is pi over 3. And if we go back to our all students take calculus, this is where tangent and cotangent will be positive, so these are positive. But sine and cosecant are negative, so cosecant's related to sine, secant's related to cosine, so those are going to be negative. Now, if we look for sine of pi over 3 and cosine of pi over 3, let me go back up to this drawing up here. So we're in this quadrant here. Here's the pi over 3 part. Cosine's negative 1/2. Sine is square root of 3 over 2. And because it's in this quadrant, they're going to be negative for the secant and cosecant. So secant theta is 1 over cosine theta. So it's going to be 1 over 1/2 or 2. So it's going to be negative 2 because of the quadrant we're in. Cosecant is going to be 1 over sine of theta, which is 1 over the square root of 3 over 2. So 2 over the square root of 3, but we don't like to have radicals in the denominator. So it's 2 root 3 over 3. So we'll see negative 2 root 3 over 3. Tangent is going to be sine over cosine. So that's going to be the square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2, which comes out to be just square root of 3. And it's positive because that's a positive quadrant for tangent. And then cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, or it's cosine over sine. So that's going to be either 1 over the square root of 3 or square root of 3 over 3 if we rationalize the denominator. Okay. Moving on. Here's another diagram. Number 15. If theta is pi over 2, then sine is what? And cosine is what? So pi over 2 gives us this right here. This right here. So cosine is the x value, sine is the y value, and that's where we get the 1 and the 0. Sine of theta of pi over 2 is 1, cosine is 0. Okay, next one. It says find the angle theta, where theta is between pi over 2 and 2 pi. That has the same value as for sine as pi over 4, and for cosine as pi over 4. So, again, all students take calculus. If we're looking at this angle here, we want it where is sine going to be positive? Well, it's going to be positive over here. So this is our reference angle over here. So the whole thing is pi. Pi minus pi over 4 is 4 pi over 4 minus pi over 4 is 3 pi over 4. So it would be 3 pi over 4. And for the cosine, again, we look at all students take calculus. It's the fourth quadrant. So we want to, when the reference angle is pi over 4, what's the rest of this? That's going to be 2 pi minus pi over 4 is 8 pi over 4 minus pi over 4, which is 7 pi over 4. Okay, let's round this off with number 17. And it says find an angle between 0 and 2 pi has the same as the sine function for 4 pi over 3 and the cosine for 4 pi over 3. So once again, let's look at, first of all, we know that all students take calculus. And so next we're going to look and say, okay, 4 pi over 3, it's pi, 4 pi over 3 is there. And our reference angle is pi over 3. Now in this quadrant, since that's where tangent's positive, both sine and cosine are negative. So for sine, we're looking for a place where it has a reference angle of pi over 3 and it's negative, and that's going to be this quadrant down here. So we need to get the other part of the angle. So 2 pi minus pi over 3 is 6 pi over 3 minus pi over 3 to give us 5 pi over 3. So the sine is 5 pi over 3. And for cosine, it's also negative up here. So we need this other part. So pi minus pi over 3 is 3 pi over 3 minus pi over 3 to give us 2 pi over 3. So this is 2 pi over 3. Okay. I hope that helps. Let me know.